Hi everybody. Thanks for joining me at my channel, Luna Wisdom Tarot. I'm Antoinette and I have a fun pick a card reading. So in honor of May, it's about to start. What are we releasing and what are we gaining in the month of May in relationships, in career, and in money? So what are we releasing? What are we gaining when it comes to relationships, love, career, and money? So with that in mind, I have 3 decks out, and I actually chose these Major Arcana pens to pick from. The first one is the Light Seers Tarot deck, and the Major Arcana is Empress. Okay. Then pile 2 is a This Might Hurt Tarot deck, High Priestess. And this third deck here, it's based on Rider-Waite Tarot. To be honest with you, I don't know what it's called, but I'll look it up and see if I can add it in the comments. But it's Rider-Waite Tarot pretty much. So it's the classic deck and it's the Magician. Okay, so meditate on the cards. Think about where you're drawn to. You can choose by, what deck is drawing to you, which Major Arcana pen. I even have different stones here. We have the green calcite for pile number 3. I'll hold that up so you can take a look. We have a rose quartz for pile number 2. And pile number 1, we have an amethyst stone. Okay. All right, I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose the Empress pen, this is your reading, and we're going to be covering today what are you releasing and what are you gaining during the month of May. And this covers what are you releasing and what are you gaining, relationship/love, as well as career and money. So we're going to get right into it. Pile 1, what are they releasing? We're going to start there. Well, we got the Moon card. Got the Ace of Wands energy. That came out very fast. Okay. That's pile 1, releasing and gaining. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles there. Hermit energy. And look what fell from the deck. The Empress. That's perfect. Matches up with your pen. I'm actually going to put the pen in frame so you guys can see it. I'll put it right here. Okay. And one more card. The Knight of Cups. So what are you releasing? Well, pile 1, we go right into it. We start with the Moon card in upright position. And the Moon is very heavily based on our intuition. And also sometimes it can kind of be read with just feeling like some sense of illusion or fear, anxiety. The way I see it playing out here is you're releasing any sense of fear among your next steps in life, whatever you're going after. So when it comes to a relationship, it would be like being okay to be single, or being okay in, we'll say like if you're fighting with a friend, for instance, being okay with it taking whatever shape and form from that fight, you're comfortable with that. Like you've spoke your piece. So the Moon card represents your release of fear and your release of anxiety, and really seeing a sense of balance between shadow and light, right? So we see here, there is 2 wolves howling at the moon, and they're like a mirror image of each other. It's acknowledging that you're kind of releasing the need. You can't solve everything, and you're okay with that. And you're good with where you're at. You're not yearning for something new. Okay, what are you releasing with the mind of Ace of Wands? Ace of Wands talks about a sense of willpower, and what I see here, the desire for things to go differently. Again, playing in with the Moon card. You're good with where you're at. You're not really trying to force what no longer serves you, to force relationships that aren't bearing fruit. You are willing to accept what it is. If, for instance, you're online dating and you're just not connecting with the right people, you're comfortable with that. You're not stressing yourself out or trying to become a different person. You understand it just may not be the time yet. And with that, you sit in this Queen of Pentacles energy. Look how calm she is. She's not disturbed by anything. She's completely in her power as she holds her coin, right? This is you. You're completely in your power. You're completely comfortable with how you handled the situation as well as where it's currently at. There's no what ifs. There's no regret. You're good with it. For the good or bad of what's happening in the relationship, you're comfortable with it. We proceed with the Hermit card. What I see here is you've taken a lot of time for yourself. You've worked on self-healing. You've worked on growth. You've worked on addressing everything internally that you felt like would be throwing you, we'll say, a curveball in relationships. And that's how it's playing out. So from a relationship standpoint, you're releasing the need to rush and fix things. And you're embracing the concept that you're complete and you're enough and you don't have to run after anybody. The right people will show up for you. And you have that confidence there. Okay, now we're transitioning into what I see for the Empress card is career. You chose the Empress, the Major Arcana pen. So you're really in this vibe right now of abundance. You're in a vibe of really nurturing your skills and your talents. And I see that you're doing this in your career. It's like you're hitting your stride. You're hitting a point where it's not about other people telling you, oh my God, you're so talented or you have so much capabilities. It's beyond that. You see it and you're going after it and you have this full confidence of what you're bringing to the table. The Nine of Cups comes in next. This marries in with money, but also with the career. Because you've hit this sense of just knowing and like hitting your stride, getting into what they call like the pocket, you're just vibing, you're manifesting all of the opportunities you need in your career. And with that comes the money. Nine of Cups. I'll hold it up so you can see it. She's exploding out with creative energy, right? She's exploding out. And look at all the money around her. She has this, literally a trunk full of gold. And then she has 9 golden cups around her. Because as the Empress, you have embraced who you are. You've embraced what you bring to the table. You've nurtured your skills. Now comes the good part. Now comes the luxury. Now comes manifesting your dreams. You're going to be abundant because all of the financial is coming into play here. This is more the future, right? This is where you're at and this is your future. They already kind of popped it out for you. But with that, I'm going to pull the back of the deck. The Two of Pentacles. This is reflection actually of what you've released and why you're currently in the Empress energy. So this could serve as a confirmation for some of you. You're in the Empress energy because you've released this internal struggle. this internal struggle of like managing at work, like your time and and doing everything the way people are telling you to do it. We've always done it this way, versus you have this natural instinct and you have this natural talent. And it was really hard for you to find balance. You were juggling the concept of how can I do well at this and at the same time be true and honor myself, honor my drive and my sense of knowing. And you've done it. So this is an acknowledgement that you've released this. From what I'm gathering fairly recently, I would say within the last 3 months, you've released this and you've really stepped into this Empress energy. So bravo. Really now you have that financial abundance to look forward to. You are seeing truly the manifestation of working through that Two of Pentacles energy. So with that, I'm going to pull a few more cards. What are you gaining? And this is going to be in a sense of relationships. What are you gaining? So we have the Page of Wands, the Tower. What are you gaining? We'll pull a few more cards. Four of Wands, beautiful. And the Hierophant. Okay, I love it. What are you gaining within the sense of relationships this month, or this upcoming month, May? Well, the Page of Wands energy is a very interesting energy because it's a singular card, and really what I see it talking about here is emotional freedom. See, right here, we talked about how you had this sense of fear. So this is so perfect to be on top of the fear card. As you've released the fear, if we look at it like symbolically, the one can be that you've released it, right? She's thrown it up in the sky. She's leaping up with abundant energy. You have released any sort of anxiety, woulda, coulda, shoulda, fear, and you're just trusting your intuition and trusting that things will come together as they need to. This is very important energy here because that means you're honoring the decisions that you've made. This was not an easy decision to make. What I'm seeing here is it could have been end of a romantic relationship, a friendship, a partnership, but some sort of relationship having to make the hard choice of no more. I'm not going to run after them and apologize one more time. I'm not going to grovel for the rest of my life. I'm not going to question my behavior when I knew I did the best I could in the moment. It's letting go, and it's being okay with it. And with that, she's not sad at all, right? I'm going to hold up the card so you can see it. She's looking forward. She's looking up. She's happy to release that wand. You're in this moment now where you have the free ability to manifest what you want. You have the freedom and the enthusiasm back in your world. You can be free now. You can be enthusiastic. You can be happy. Okay? All right. So the next one up is the Tower card. It's on top of the Ace of Wands. Now, the way I saw the Ace of Wands was it was about, sorry, I'm kind of absorbing this a little bit. Okay. When you have new things going on and people can't join you there, that can be a Tower moment for you. That's how I see these two cards coming together. The Tower on top of the Ace of Wands. And let's talk about the Tower. Sometimes, and I am going to hold it up, I'm sorry. Here you go. Okay. The Tower card can often be intimidating when we pull it. It can represent a lot of different things, but what I see here is that it's representing that some things have needed to come to a sudden shift and needed to have a sudden change. And that's what we're seeing here, kind of playing into this energy of just kind of releasing what's no longer serving you, or just not running after a relationship. It doesn't mean this relationship's done. It could mean that it's just changing the dynamics a little bit for someone to treat you better, to hear you out, to appreciate what you're bringing to the table. But regardless, this is a Tower moment in a very real way, because it's representing a shift in who you are, a shift in how you go after things, a shift in your ability to recognize that you deserve being connected with others. You deserve so much more than what you're getting at this point in time. And it's showing you it's time to release it and move on. So with the next card, it follows up so beautifully, because we talked about the contentment of the Queen of Pentacles, but she is alone, right? But look what's on top, the Four of Wands. This is a celebration card. You notice she has someone with her. They're having a good time. They're out. Looks like there's a tent in background. This is huge. And by the way, we do have a lot of wand energy in this reading. So if you are a fire sign, you could be a fire sign. You could have fire in your chart. Or this could just be simply something that doesn't have to be those things. This could resonate regardless, but that could be a confirmation for you. So when we talk about the Four of Wands, we're talking about a sense of community. We're talking about bringing in some excitement again, right? Looks like they're having a great time. You are bringing in gatherings and more stability in your relationships with this card. That's why the Tower had to happen, because you need more stability. You need that interconnectedness. You need the ability to really just get close with the right people. And if the relationship needed to have a Tower moment, then you will grow closer because of it. This could signify something stronger in the relationship going forward. The Tower doesn't mean it has to be bad. Please remember that. It just means it's a sudden change. That's what I see here. A sudden change. But I see it being nothing but positive in your life. Okay. And then the Hierophant. What other blessings can what are you gaining, right, in May? What are you getting with the Hierophant? The Hierophant, we talked about this joy, right? And so we're seeing this kind of this freeness, this freedom, and yeah, there's a Tower moment, but then there's just so much celebration and harmony and bringing in stable relationships. The Hierophant, I like this card a lot because, one, look how happy he is, right? And he's looking up. It's like everything is coming together. Everything is making sense. It can represent a lot of times more traditional things. It could be that a relationship is getting back on a stronger footing. It could be that you're welcoming in a newer relationship that vibes with you. It could be that a little bit of mix, right? Your older relationships are getting stronger and you have new connections that are bringing you joy. But regardless, you're on a relationship front, you're walking into a very strong moment, a very strong potential moment of just being, we'll see, uplifted by what you bring, because it's going to be reflected back to you. So instead of you just bringing everything to the table and being the one and constantly trying, and I do see that was part in the background of some of your relationships, probably not all of them, that is going to be healed, and you're going to be calling in a lot of people that are willing to bring in as much as you are. So that's great news. So now let's talk about career. The career money kind of led hand in hand here, but let's see. What are you gaining when it comes to career? Oh, Page of Cups. Beautiful card. Okay. What are you gaining when it comes to career? And the King of Cups. All right, got representation for you water signs out here. A lot of Cups energy as well in this reading. And we're about to have a full moon in Scorpio, so that could be significant for you as well. Okay, so Page of Cups. When we think about the Page of Cups energy, what comes to your mind when you're looking at this? I always think of, like, he's obviously a dreamer. what I see here, especially on top of the Empress, and especially on top of you conquering that energy of needing to find balance and needing to find how you're going to approach things in your career, you've allowed yourself to dream again. You've started to dream again. You've started to look at concepts and dreams that you had maybe from the past, and now you realize, no, it's not as crazy as pigs, don't fly, or I can't get through that glass ceiling. It's not that at all. Now you're starting to conspire on how you can get there. You're starting to see it, and you have that internal belief and confidence. You know you can do this. It's this confidence. This is what you're going to be gaining, is whatever sense of doubt that you have around your career, around what could be a career, doesn't necessarily mean, it could be like, yes, it could be a classic career, it could be a side hustle, it could be even education. Like if you, let's just say you had one major and you're thinking about switching to another and you've been vacillating and now you're going after it, this is going to give you absolute certainty. Whatever it is that's kind of at the forefront that you're really thinking about and that you're starting to feel a little confident in now, by the end of the month, there's going to be a sense of it's safe to dream. You know it's going to happen. There's going to be a sense of certainty. This is reinforced by the King of Cups. So the Page of Cups is reinforced by the King of Cups here. Look, he's quiet in his mind, right? A lot of energy coming from his heart space. We see the water kind of there. When we absorb the King of Cups and what he is and what he's about, it's about balance, right? What was under here? At one point you felt imbalance. So if we're talking about this education thing, you're imbalanced in the idea of you were vacillating, like, which side should I choose? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Right? And it could be very different futures that you're struggling with. This gave you certainty. This process gave you certainty. Same thing for career, right? Should I switch careers? Do I, my boss keeps giving me everything. Do I actually go to them and give them my idea, or do I hold it back? What if somebody steals it from me? Like all these things, right? That kind of vacillation is no more, meaning you will live in this energy going forward. May will bring that for you. You will be the King of Cups. You will live in that energy with absolute certainty, with emotional stability and control. That's great news. We already know money's coming, but let's ask, what are you gaining and with regards to money? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. I'll put money down here. Well, let's see where I can put it. Maybe here. Yeah, I'll put money here. Sorry about that. Feeling a little indecisive today. Four of Swords. Oh, great card. Justice. What's happening with regards to money? Well, the Four of Swords, there's going to be a renewal in your financial area. So maybe like new ideas. It could be like people paying you back. It could be winning something, like winning a trip or something like that. But there's going to be something financially where you're going to start feeling a little bit more relaxed in this area by the end of the month. So there's going to be some relaxation that comes because you notice how she's sleeping here? It's like you're not going to be as stressed about money. If you were feeling stressed about it, that'll be released. If you've been confident with money and it's not really as super concerned, it could be more the sense of continuing that feeling and knowing that there's going to be renewal of income streams, revenue streams. There could be that. Now we're also seeing the Justice card come out, and I really like this card that it came out here because when we think about the Justice card, there's a sense of fairness, cause and effect. You've put some good in the world. Hence why I think people may pay you back. You could win something. Somebody could take you on a trip, like all these great things, right? Financially beneficial. But I also see you could win a court case. Maybe money's coming in that way. You can get a random check in the mail. But there's going to be something from a financial end that's going to be positive that's coming your way. Okay? Awesome. That's great news. All right, should we get any clarifying cards here? No, I think we're okay. I'm going to go on to the Oracle decks. First one, the Starseed Oracle. And we're going to ask, what are you releasing? What are you gaining? So we're going to focus for May 2023. What does pile 1 need to do to gain in 2023? What do they need to keep in mind? Okay. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. This is a great time when we think about your career and in your financial area, but also in your relationships, to really just start coming up with some new ideas and going for it. You don't have to stay traditional. Start thinking about new ideas that just kind of, we'll say, makes your heart smile. Activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. This is right on top of that tower, the Four of Wands. There's going to be opportunities that come through here in the month of May that will lead to some new relationships or renewing of relationships. So just trust where you're led. Maybe right now you don't see where something can be renewed, but if it's meant to be, it'll be. And so it's showing that here, that it's definitely can happen. And then here, devotion and potency. Make your life a moving prayer. It's a cosmic heart. Leading with your heart, which is on top of the Hierophant. Being true to who you are, reflecting what you want to reflect is so key. So now, from the perspective of career and money, I'm going to pull some more Oracle cards. This one's from Goddess and Sirens guidebook. Just going to see what advice is here for pile number 1. What do you need to do? What are the qualities you need to bring to make sure that you gain all the blessings that are meant to you for the month of May? First card up, Hera, contentment. You know, if you think about, and I'm actually going to move these cards off so you can look at the Empress. If you think about the Empress, she looks content, right? She looks satisfied with where she's at as she has the world in her belly. You've hit this point, and even here, the Four of Swords, how we kind of were talking about, even around money, being content, right? You know that relaxation's coming. If you're feeling a bit of anxiety, you know it's coming. You know more money is coming. It's that faith, right? Manifesting. And then also, I always like to say, focused, like having a sense of focused manifestation, like working towards your goals. You still need to do that, right? But also having faith that it'll come together and being open to new opportunities. Hera is talking about contentment. The more you show contentment in these areas of where you're at, not just about where you're going, but focusing on where you're at, you will get you'll get to where you're headed a lot faster. So garnering contentment with the areas in your life, particularly with career and money, you're going to manifest faster. And then Artemis, individuation. We talked about here the fear in a way of being individualized. This is confirmation. It's safe to go after what you want, and it's definitely safe to be an individual about it. Don't hide yourself. Don't be afraid of showing who you are, the ideas you have. Take that risk because you will see success and financial abundance. All right. Well, thank you, Pile One, for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. But thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again. Again, if you have any ideas for future card readings, please throw it in the comments. Thank you. Bye. Hi, Pile Two. Welcome to your reading. If you chose High Priestess Pen, this is your reading. And we're going to be talking about today, what are you releasing and what are you gaining in the month of May? And we're going to dig into what are you gaining, what are you releasing in relationships and love, and career and money. So with that, I'm going to start shuffling. Here's Pile 2, releasing and gaining in the month of May. Okay. What is Pile 2, releasing and gaining in the month of May? What is Pile 2, releasing and gaining in the month of May? What is Pile 2, releasing and gaining in the month of May? Great. So first we're starting with relationships. We have a couple cards here. So the Queen of Cups came out of the deck first. So when we think about what are you releasing, you're in a stage of Queen of Cups, so you've hit this sense of emotional control. You are very compassionate, you're calm, and you have stopped any type of anxiety when it comes to relationships in your life. You have accepted that there's things that you can control and not control. So you're sitting with a sense of acceptance. Now, when we come to the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords shows what you're releasing or what you have released, right? Because you're stepping into the Queen of Cups energy. The Two of Swords energy it's kind of an interesting thing because it's like when you're weighing options and you can't make a decision. And so you notice here she has her two swords here. She's kind of, and she's blindfolded, which is very symbolic because it's like she can take the blindfold off, but instead is sitting there with these two knives, opposite directions, physically crossing them, making it difficult for her to move, like enclosing herself. And so what you're releasing is any sense of self-sabotage, any sense of being bothered if people don't agree with you, any sense where you're not true to who you are. So you're embodying the Queen of Cups now, where you can see things come out and play out in your relationships, and it's less impactful to you personally. You don't sit there and think like, oh, I need to change something, or I need to accommodate, I disagree, but I'm not going to say anything. You're beyond that. Now you're at this stage where you're just like, okay, sorry, I disagree. I'm going to voice what I need to voice, and then I let it go. You're not really bothered and running after being anything different than who you are today. So you really are releasing something that's very difficult for most people to release, which is sometimes, we kind of self-sabotage by not wanting to, in a sense, take off the blindfold and be honest to ourselves and as a result, being honest to others. You've done that. That's what you've released, and you're going to be stepping into a much calmer energy in your relationships. Now we transition to career. Your career is a very interesting thing because you have the King of Pentacles here, so you're obviously doing very well in your career. You're in a position where You've accomplished a lot, you're respected, and you can kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're not someone who, we'll say, is struggling the way a lot of people are struggling these days. Like you're in a position where you're abundant, you know, and you're abundant because you've shown discipline in going after your dreams and you've achieved them. You're also viewed as a leader. You're someone in a position of power. Now the 17, or card 17, I don't know why I said that. Maybe 17 has some meaning for you. But the star card, if you think about the star and what it represents here, because you're kind of at the top of the mountain, you have a desire for more renewed energy. You have a desire to kind of step into something a little bit more exciting, keeping your feet on solid ground, of course, but exploring something new. So the star card is kind of that confirmation that your next kind of inspiration that's in the back of your head, maybe you haven't shared it with anyone, has a strong potential for your future. So the star card is truly something to look forward to. And it's because at this point and at this stage in your career, you want that. You want something, you want to find inspiration again. And I know this is very specific, so if this doesn't resonate with you, I totally understand. You can either hang in for the rest of the reading or change to another card. I always want to remind people that with general readings, they are incredibly general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so now let's talk about money. From a money standpoint, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That talks about currently right now, you feel maybe like there's a negative cycle going on, like maybe too many bills, not getting, pay increases, just feeling like more money's going out than in, but feeling a bit destabilized. And then this card following it up is the Devil card. So the Devil card in reverse talks about releasing limiting beliefs. When we think about these cards together, when we think about the principles of manifestation, if you focus on what your lack is, the theory is you get more of it, right? Because you're putting energy in the world and concern, and therefore, and I know it's so easier said than done, but really what May is going to bring to you from a gaining perspective is you're going to learn to release some of those thoughts and some limiting beliefs, and that will help you kind of change the energy around the situation. It's not going to happen overnight, of course, but at the same time, you can, as much as possible, lean in to something more positive. So with that, let's get some more cards here. I'm going to pull some more cards around what are you gaining. So we're going to start with money, just because the money cards here kind of show there's currently a struggle. Excuse me. Ten of Cups. Hold on one moment. Just gonna drink some water. Okay. Seven of Swords. Okay, what are you gaining with regards to money? So the Ten of Cups kind of talks about expansion and dreams coming true. What I see it as here is that it's kind of a mix of things. It is those things for sure, but there could be a delay, since it's on top of the Wheel of Fortune, a delay as far as how it appears to you. Because when we're waiting for something, and it's just like we want it right now, there could feel like there's a delay. But in May, you're going to start seeing positive signs that it's coming your way. If Sorry, hold on one moment. Sorry about that, pile one. Or pile two, I'm so sorry. I had to cough. I didn't want to cough in your ear. So anyway, okay, back to the reading. It may feel like it's delayed because it's not like this overnight fix, but in May you'll start seeing positive momentum where you're reversing the Wheel of Fortune. And that's what the Ten of Cups represents, is that your manifestation is coming your way. You're going to expand in a positive way. Then you have the Seven of Swords. This is in the upright. And the Seven of Swords talks about being grateful and also if you can, taking time to maybe set up some strategies around your goal. So what you're going to gain in 2023, in May 2023, in this month coming up, you're going to gain some sort of strategic solutions to start you down the road to get the financial situation you want. So you're going to be able to pivot into the direction you want to go in. The Ten of Cups shows that there will be some immediate satisfaction to that, right? Like you're going to see something positive. It's not going to all be resolved, but you're going to see something positive where it's just kind of shifting in the right direction. And then, so with that, using some sense of strategy around how you want to do this will help you get there even faster. So keep that in mind when it comes to money. So we'll work this reverse. Let's find out what you're gaining with regards to career. Okay, we have the Sun card in reverse. And we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. The Ten of Wands in reverse talks about burnout. It also talks about just needing to let go, and not always give in to people's expectations. The way I see it playing out here is it's on top of, you are a leader. And at times the demand on you is going to be much higher, right, than we'll say the average worker. This spread is reflecting that if you're feeling burnout, if you're feeling stress, don't ignore it. Take care of yourself. Just because you're kind of this king that's sitting there and, you are at the top of your game, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve rest. It doesn't mean that you don't experience burnout if you go too far. So don't push yourself too far. Allow yourself to rest and don't let yourself hit the state of burnout. The Sun card came out in reverse as well. This, for the way I see it, because it's on top of the Star card, you're looking for something new. It kind of plays into that, which is your inner child. There's a child on this card, and I'll hold it up, and she's on top of a dog, and she's just living her best life. There's a little puppy in the background. It's just a super happy card, right? Like sunflowers and a happy sun and all of it. In reverse, it's kind of about tapping into, for your new inspiration, that what you want to go after is tapping into your childhood a bit. Tap into what inspired you in the past that could help you a lot. And getting that inner sense of excitement again that only a child really feels, right? Because as you get older, it's harder and harder to feel that. But for you, feeling the sense of optimism and excitement in that childhood wonder is really important at this point in time. So in the month of May, you'll naturally start feeling this. You won't have to make it intentional. It'll naturally start coming. And then when you realize it comes to your conscious mind, then amplify it, because this is very important for your career. And once you hit that, you're going to be good to go. Okay. So now, what do you gain with regards to relationships? First card out is the Five of Cups in reverse. Let's look for one more. Sorry, I think my allergies are acting up today. Ace of Cups. All right. From a relationship standpoint, what are you gaining this upcoming month in May? Well, we talked about the Five of Cups in reverse. So you're going to have a sense of acceptance, of feeling good about who you are, what you bring to the table. If you're after love, if you're after like a new relationship is coming, we see that with the Ace of Wands as like a new relationship, a sense of like bliss and deep love and connection. If you're not after a new relationship necessarily, but let's just say you're after like a new partnership or a new friendship, still the same thing. You just have accepted and have found peace with who you are. And so with that, all of your relationships benefit. Your current relationships benefit. If you're building a new relationship, it benefits because you're in a perspective now of complete self-acceptance. And that's huge. I'm going to grab a couple clarity cards on this reading just to make sure. So, May 2023, in relationships, what are you gaining? The Emperor card. What are you gaining in relationships? Four of Pentacles. Hey, what are you gaining in relationships? Well, the Emperor card came out, and that card represents here, you're going to really be establishing solid relationships. If you don't already have them, you'll be establishing like, we're talking relationships that will last a lifetime. In the month of May, you'll feel that more. So you probably have a few of these relationships already, but it's going to come to mind, like really that appreciation, because now you're the Queen of Cups. You have that, you've matured a lot emotionally, and you're going to see it. So it's that stability. Like if we look at the Emperor here, it's reflected like a big tree. I think of like the sequoias, this huge tree. That's how solid your relationships are. The ones that you're bringing in as well as the ones that are here. Solid, just good people. And you're going to see that more and more. If it's not already obvious to you, it will become obvious in a lot of different ways. The Four of Pentacles. This talks about really feeling gratitude. What we're seeing from a relationship in is you have a lot of blessings. New love can come in, but also just new invigorations to your relationships. You have side relationships that will last a lifetime. Being grateful for that. That's an important quality. If you don't already feel that, make sure that you stop and show gratitude for that, because not everybody has that. A lot of times people listen to relationship readings for hope for the future. The fact that you have some solid relationships in your life, definitely show appreciation for that. So in the month of May, your relationships are just getting stronger, and you'll welcome in new relationships if that's what you're looking for. And that's confirmed by the Ace of Cups. Okay, so in your career, what are you gaining? The other messages, Spirit, in your career, what you're gaining? Seven of Wands on top of the 10 of Wands. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune upright. The wheel got turned up in your favor. It's awesome. Okay, so in your career, what do you have to look forward to in a month of May? Like what new energy is getting, we'll say, reinvigorated? Because you have this sense of just, we'll say, you step up to a challenge. You're not somebody who is afraid to go for it. You are a leader in your own right. This card is confirmation of that. It's confirmation that you're going to persevere, that you're going to continue to move with incredible momentum. You're going to get the job done. And so just keep in mind, don't burn yourself out in the process. Take care of yourself, because no matter what, I mean, you're the King of Pentacles. Can't really be taken down. Okay. Then the next card up, Wheel of Fortune. The wheel now is turning in your favor. You notice how she's up right now. So you have some good luck coming, especially with regards to whatever that new inspiration you have is in that thing that you're just trying to go after. You're not really sure what you want to do, but you want to try something different. This is confirmation that whatever you go after, you'll have some good luck. It's kind of on the right time and in the right space. Okay, so with regards to money, what can you look forward to? It's starting in the month of May. Doesn't mean it'll be done in the month of May, but starting in the month of May, what can you look forward to? Oh, the Death card. That's actually really good. Death card symbolizes transformation. So whatever financial concerns you have will be transformed. And you will start seeing that transformation very soon. You know, in the month of May, right? That's what we asked for. So you start seeing it. Okay, and one more card. Yep. This is the Nine of Cups in reverse. All right, so the Nine of Cups in reverse, it just talks about, again, that same message. It may feel delayed, and this is going to be really hard, I know. It's almost like you want like a quick fix, and it may feel delayed to you, but it's coming. I think you know it's coming, you just wish it was faster, and I totally relate. I'm in a similar situation with one of my manifestations. I wish it was faster, but at the same time, I know everything in divine timing, right? When it's right for all of us. Okay. I pulled an extra card for you, Daughter of Wands, to kind of play on top of this Nine of Cups. So Daughter of Wands is the Page of Wands. And this talks about freedom. And there'll be a sense of enthusiasm. We had the Page of Wands earlier in this reading, right? I believe we did. Maybe it was the last reading. Let me check. It's in the last reading. If pile number 1 appealed to you at all, you can go to that reading as well. There may be messages in there for you. But yes, so Daughter of Wands, we're talking about freedom. You're going to have financial freedom. It's just not going to come as fast as you want it, but you're going to have financial freedom. So I think reminding yourself of this in the month of May and watching kind of, we'll say, like, if you're driving down a highway, the road signs, you should see a few signs that's like, okay, I'm headed in the right direction. And if you see that you're heading in the right direction this month, then as the year continues, keep reminding yourself you're going to have financial freedom. Like, just keep telling yourself that, because it is hard. Like, waiting for manifestations, I think, is one of the hardest things we can do. When we know it's coming and you still have to wait, it's just so frustrating. Okay, I'm going to pull some oracle cards. And it's really, the question is, you know, what do you need to keep in mind during the month of May? Like, that will help you with releasing what you need to release and gaining everything you want to gain and really seeing the manifestations you're putting out. You got the Love, Hadrian, I think it is, energy, codependency, boundaries. This is coming out on top of your relationship cards. Just remember to keep healthy boundaries. Boundaries aren't to punish someone else. They're to protect you and to protect your energy. When we think about the fact that a burnout card came out in your reading, don't overgive. This goes in all relationships, including work relationships. Don't overgive, even if you want to, even if you want to help and you remember what it was like. I struggle with that a lot too. I remember what certain things were like. I want to help people, but I can't do it at my own detriment, because when I do, I mean, then I have to build myself back up again. It's just not ideal, right? So remember that. Okay, next card out, deep cellular healing, a curious energy, physical and emotional healing. You are the Queen of Cups. That's how it came out from a relationship standpoint. So keep doing what you're doing. You're already doing this physical, emotional healing. Whatever way you take care of yourself physically and emotionally, continue to do that. Continue to feed yourself in those areas. It's important, especially when the eclipse energy comes through, because it's going to be very strong. I believe it's everything that I was reading about is could feel a little disruptive. So if that's the case, because it's a Scorpio eclipse, it's really important here to keep your physical and emotional healing intact for this month. Okay. Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Lean on the people around you. They have your back. You have a really nice support system here. I see it. You don't have to do this alone. So don't burn yourself out. There's no reason to. You have help. Use it. And let's get some more cards here. Career and money. Just get some clarity around that. The Great Serving. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Or severing. I'm sorry, the Great Severing. My apologies. Severing ties to the idea that you can't go after what you want. Get rid of that. Just because you're successful at where you're at doesn't mean you can't go after what you want. It just means that you're successful and you've done it, and now you have a new challenge. It's an exciting thing. It's not a negative thing. So sever any type of negativity you have toward starting something new. That's your career card. And now this is for money. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, higher learning. And look at her flying. The highest learning that came out consistently is that you're going to have financial freedom. You're going to be successful. You just have to be patient. And sometimes I think that's the hardest thing, the hardest task is being patient, especially when you need something. We want it right now, right? We don't want to have to be patient. Okay. So now I'm going to pull a couple of goddess cards, goddess and sirens deck, oracle cards. And it's just about like what goddesses would serve as a good kind of guide for you during the month of May. So what goddesses would serve as a good guide for pile 2? Goddess or Sirens. Okay. The Muses, inspiration. Allow yourself to be inspired with what you're going after next. You have support systems around you. I see it even here, right? You have people around you that are going to support you. Use that support. You don't have to do this alone. Estire, new beginnings. This is perfect for you. You are going to go after some new beginnings. And this is exciting. Remember, this is excitement, because there is a sense of you've been there, done that, you've accomplished a lot of things. Financially, you wish you were more abundant. You will have this as you go after your new beginning, and you're inspired doing so. Okay, pile 2. Sounds like an exciting month coming up for you. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please send me a comment. Let me know what resonated with you. Feel free to like and subscribe. That really helps the channel. And yes, I really enjoyed your reading. So look forward to hearing from you. And please join me again for another pick a card reading. All right. Thanks, pile 2. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Thanks for joining my reading. If you selected the Magician, pin, then this is your reading. Okay, so we're going to be talking about what are you releasing and what are you gaining in the month of May. And this, what are you releasing, what are you gaining, is in regards to relationships and love, career, and money. So with that in mind, I'm going to start shuffling, get some cards out. I'm going to pull a couple cards for each area, for relationships, for career, and for money. Okay. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Cups. Three of Wands in reverse. Not sure why I said Cups. Okay. Two of Pentacles. With Pile 1 had the Two of Pentacles as well. I'm not sure if you're thinking about picking that, but that could be confirmation. Check it out. Five of Cups. All sorts of energy on the map here. We have Virgo, Aries, Capricorn, and Scorpio. If any of those resonate with you, that could be a confirmation as well. Okay, another Five of Swords, this time in reverse. All right, and then one more card for money. Ace of Swords. Okay. Interesting. All righty. So, what are you releasing and what are you gaining? In regards to relationships and love, we'll start that first. So what are you releasing? The dark side of wealth, financial future. That is the normal definition of this. So if you see it, that's what it is. But when we come to love, you're releasing any fear around your relationship that it won't work out. If you've had some uncertainty, whether it's in a friendship, a love relationship, a partnership that is not going to work out, and this has been kind of something I would say that crosses your mind. I wouldn't say that it's like plaguing you. You're not like sleepless nights about it, but it just keeps kind of popping up, and I feel like you've had some challenges in the past where that was the outcome, and so you're afraid that it's almost too good to be true and all of that. Then this is confirmation that no, you're it's not too good to be true. You don't need to worry about that. Like, this relationship has some solid footing. So this card is followed up by the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands also talks about playing small. And from what I see in this card, it's more like, I think it's playing cautious. You're being very cautious, right? So this card came out in reverse, Three of Wands. Because of your fear that like this is going to come to an end, it's almost like you don't want to show yourself completely in this relationship, which I get it. It's like self-preservation, but everything that's coming out here is that there's no reason to do that. Like, trust your instincts and trust that good things can happen too. It's not always about the hurt that happened. It can also be that, the rainbow follows the storm, right? Like, it could be the blessing that followed difficult times. So that's with regards to a relationship. It could be a current love relationship that's going on. It could be a fairly new relationship, and the fact that you've gone on a few dates and everything, you feel like it's too good to be true. It could be all sorts of things. But if that's the case, we're going to get more information on what are we gaining next, but this is what you're releasing. So you're going to be releasing this tendency to kind of hide yourself and like self-preservation, and you're also going to be releasing this like we'll say, fear of things coming to an end, it's not going to work out, like you're going to release that. Okay, so then we come to these next cards around career. The number 52 may have some significance to you. If it does, I would suggest looking it up, angel number 52. We start out with the Two of Pentacles. And your career right now is feeling a bit, we'll say, feels like a juggling act. You know, it's obvious here, right? Like how he has these two pentacles. He's balancing on one foot. Like there's a lack of harmony, is the way I'd put it. There's a lack of stability. Not that your job isn't stable, but more like your priorities every day keep you so busy and so like feeling like you're just not on stable footing. Like you just can't keep up with your emails. You can't get those deliveries done. You can't, there's always just another message to respond to or another person to call. Whatever your job is, there's a sense that it's too much on your plate. And there's a question of time management, but I would say in your case, you're managing time fine. It's just too much to do. It's not realistic for you to even expect to get everything done. And on the surface, you know that, but like deep down, you're still kind of judging yourself. This is what you're going to release, is that judgment, that little bit that's there, that's like, yeah, I could probably do better. Could you really? Like, be honest with yourself. There's only so many hours in the day. And to do quality work, you can only go so fast. So there's a point where it's just too much. And it's very common in society. I'm in America, so I'll speak to like American culture, but I feel like this has spread everywhere at this point, which is this mentality that, to expect a worker to do, oh, somebody left in the department, oh, okay, well, you could do their work too. And they don't replace the role and they pocket that money and they do it over and over again. And the next thing you know, you're doing 2-3 jobs for the same wage, stressed out, not able to keep up, juggling priorities, juggling your responsibilities, and hence feeling unstable in the fact that, is it safe to even take time off? That's the vibe you're in right now. And so if you're in that vibe, if you resonate with that, if you don't, that's okay. Just leave that for the people that do. But if you're feeling that, the Five of Cups kind of reinforces that energy, which is like this self-judgment, like just being disappointed in yourself. You see how like his head's down and he's just looking down and like, just not feeling the greatest about himself. And he has 3 spilled cups, he has 2 in back here, but it's just like focusing on the fact that he couldn't save those 3. Your job may feel like that. And if it feels like that, that's confirmation in 2 ways. The first way is confirmation that there's no more you can do. It's not a realistic expectation. And that's okay. Okay? It's okay. The other thing it could be a confirmation of is I think you're starting to realize maybe I'm being too hard on myself, like that's starting to enter your mind. Receive that. You are being too hard on yourself. Let it go. We're going to start talking next about what you're gaining, but for now, let this go. Let it go. You can only do so much. So from a career standpoint, it looks like you're in a pretty stressed state, but not self-inflicted stress. This is, we'll say, it's just the world we live in and the expectations today. And it's incredibly challenging to manage a job and to manage life, in 2023. It's just very difficult. So no judgment. Lean into the fact that you are being hard on yourself. It's not reasonable. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay. 5 of Swords in reverse. This is coming out with regards to money. So we'll start with 5 of Swords in reverse. What I'm seeing here is that there's times where it feels like you haven't been compensated fairly. And again, that actually plays in really nicely with your career read, actually. Another 5 card. So if 5s may be significant to you, we're going into the month that is 5 as well. So keep that in mind going into May. But 5s could be significant to you. But what I'm seeing here is you may have not been compensated properly. And they most likely have tried to fix that, or maybe even have fixed it, but it's still on your mind. Like, it's still like an annoyance. So for that example, I said, they have you working another job, somebody leaves your area and you're making up those hours. Let's just say you're a driver, or you work in corporate, or you work, making sandwiches, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what your job is. You're like filling in for someone else. And it took you having to like ask for more, and you got it, but there's still a sense of like frustration and resentment. Like, why did I have to do that? Like, that wasn't fair. Like, I clearly earned it. So that's kind of like in a money energy, that's something that you're going to be releasing, but it has been something you're struggling with, and no judgment. I have had those feelings too. I've been in those situations too, and it is not fun. So, but it's going to resolve this month. You're going to be able to release it. So if it's been in the back of your mind, like just kind of annoyed by things and how things shook down, it's okay. It's going to go away. Ace of Swords, mental clarity. That's typically what this card represents. What I see it for you is that you're really stepping into, you're going to start some, from a financial end, there's going to be some breakthroughs. Maybe you start investing, maybe you're already investing and you're getting a payoff, maybe it's a side hustle, but there's something career-wise that's going to start paying you dividends. You're going to start making money, and the beginnings of that is in May. Doesn't mean it'll be completed in May, but you'll start seeing signs that this is happening in May. Okay, let's start pulling. What are you gaining May 2023? Because we did a deep dive on, what are you releasing? Okay. So the 7 of Swords for relationships. The 8 of Wands. With regards to relationships, what are you gaining? So now with regards to career, what are you gaining? What's pile 3 gaining with regards to career? Justice. That's exactly what you need to gain in this situation with your career. That's lovely. Oh, drop the cards here. Put those back. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And then what are you gaining with regards to money in May 2023? The Tower card in reverse. Well, King of Pentacles, that's awesome for money. I love it. Okay, what are you gaining in the month of May? What is starting for you? Doesn't mean it's going to be complete, but what's starting for you? So the first card came out for relationships, which is the 7 of Swords. What's coming out in your relationships at this point is you're going to be recognizing you're going to be stepping into relationships where you have a greater sense of awareness and a sense of mastery over what's going on. And when we think about where this was, like, you're transforming, okay? So you're going to be transforming. You're going to be kind of acting strategically in some relationships for a little bit, but not in like a negative way, but more like an awakened way, like just being aware of what you're bringing to the table, what other people are bringing to the table, and kind of being able to come together with that a little bit clearer. And then you have following up with the 8 of Wands in reverse. When I think about relationships here and you being, feeling like you need to play small because you felt so insecure, you're going to be getting away from here. You're going to be getting away from your sense of feeling betrayed. And then here, this is going to come into something where you start slowing down in that energy, right? So what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be gaining is slowing down with the anxiety, releasing any concerns about this isn't going to work out, and I don't think this is long term. And it's just like embodying a lot of trust and embodying a lot of things that you feel that are not negative, but it's like embodying the positive energy. So I'm pulling a few more clarifying cards. We have the Father of Swords for relationships, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Cups upright. Okay. Oop. Kind of hard to get them all there. Okay. Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords. One thing that's going to help you get over this like fear is mental clarity, right? And that's really what the Father of Swords represents. He's an owl in this, right? You're going to be incredibly clear that you can handle whatever outcome is coming. That's going to put you at ease. That plays into the Two of Cups. This is the timeline you're bringing in during May, and you'll start feeling this. You'll start feeling more empowered to handle whatever comes next and having a stronger sense of faith in yourself and your capabilities. That is completely reinforced with the Two of Cups, because the Two of Cups talks about strong partnerships, attraction, passion, love. You're embracing what you have. You're seeing it without fear. So before it was all about like fear, like, oh my God, like I think something's off. I think this, I think that, and like overthinking a situation. This is not to say that you shouldn't be aware of what's going on in your life. But what I see here is that for the relationships that serve you and suit you, there's been times where you've brought past experiences into them where they didn't belong. This person is genuine. So in those circumstances, in this circumstance here, particularly what I'm reading, is that you're going to be able to just let it go, lean into self-trust, and enjoy the moment, which is really important, because ultimately, the only way to have better relationships after a bad relationship is to learn to trust ourselves and to know we can handle either way. Now, I know that's easier said than done. Trust me, I know that. But that's really where you're headed. So the month of May will signify kind of a new start for you, where you just lean into, you know what, I got this either way. And then that'll lead to, oh my God, this person really is. And you'll start seeing these signs of who they are. And what I'm seeing here is who they are is a very positive thing. And then we come into the Nine of Cups, because all of this cup energy, all of this love energy is wrapping here. And so I think this story is kind of playing out beyond May, but they're telling you what you can look forward to, which is you can look forward to a manifested dream. You can look forward to feeling emotionally stable in this relationship. And honestly, this prediction will confirm for you if you don't feel this love, and if you're looking at it with that, okay, I'm just going to observe. And if it isn't that, if you don't feel the love and you don't start feeling all the things we talked about, then it's not the relationship for you. And you'll be able to release that very easily, because you're calling in this relationship. You're calling in a relationship that is unified, that is loving, that is supportive, that is like the deepest part of your dreams. And a place where you feel emotionally stable, not disrupted. Okay, so let's switch over to career. The career side is very interesting. So the first card out is Justice, and so on top of this, where you have too much responsibilities and you're juggling, this is going to come to an end. We don't have an exact timeline on when, but it's going to come to an end. And that's confirmed with the Justice card. There'll be a sense of fairness and equality that's doled out, right? He's holding the scales. It's all going to come together. And if you're a Libra, this is confirmation that this reading is for you. You don't have to be a Libra, but just like heads up. So when we think about justice can take a lot of different forms. It could be people are hired and you get less off your plate. It could be recognition and promotion. It could be simply that for whatever reason your work starts calming down and things start getting to a sense of normalcy. It could be that you're given some sort of acknowledgement, an award, bonus, whatever. But there'll be some justice there, and you're going to feel really good about it. It's going to feel like they finally see what you've been doing. And that recognition is, it's very important, especially in a workspace, because you give so much time to work. So it's important that they recognize you. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles also in the career sector. This actually talks about you've been working a lot without a reward, and you've shown a lot of self-discipline. And because of that, because of who you are, this further indicates why you're getting the justice. So now I'm going to ask for clarification on the career. Any other things we need to know about what you're gaining? Okay, you're gaining the Star card. Most likely some recognition coming in for you, especially with the justice, right? So that could definitely mean a promotion, like some sort of award. Like I said, it could be simply like you have less work to do and nobody's on your back and they're all appreciative for you holding it down, right? Like, oh, you have Temperance card. Love that card. It's great. So the Temperance card typically talks about balance, right? You are going to be gaining a sense of balance in your job, which is important. Okay. Son of Cups. All right, your third card. 2 birds here, too. I don't know if birds are significant to you. They could be, but there's a lot of birds in this deck. And then, of course, in this reading. So take it as it resonates. Son of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups in this deck. It talks about being able to kind of feel a bit of, like feeling idealized, like idealize the job a little bit or idealize your career a little bit. You're going to have a new romance with your job, which is actually pretty cool because you've gone through this difficult time and it can make you feel like jaded and annoyed and all these things. But it's almost like this reinvigoration, like a bit of excitement. You're just going to feel a little idealistic about the role and hopeful for the future. And I mean, honestly, who wouldn't want that? If we have to work, don't you want to feel good about it? Don't you want to feel like, a bit of excitement and pride about it, right? So you're going to have that. So what a wonderful ending to where you're feeling right now. So where you're at now, you're working toward this direction. Again, it may not happen overnight, but this is where you're headed. So as a star, public recognition, that could come with it. It could be more money. It could be some sort of help on the team and just being really like someone just giving you a big sense of appreciation. But whatever it is, it feels like justice for you. And then with the Temperance card, again, there's a sense of balance. So you're stepping out of this frantic energy, this imbalance, this juggling act. You're stepping into balance. And then the other thing is you're going to enter in a time where you feel like you're kind of idealizing your job again, which is really exciting for you, as well as that this is something where your heart can get re-engaged with the work that you do. So overall, your career is headed in a beautiful direction, but you should see the start of this journey in May, and then it should come to fruition after that. Okay, so now we're talking about money. It's a very positive reading, all headed in the right direction. All exactly, I could tell you, essentially you pick the Magician pen, and it's like you really are manifesting some beautiful things coming up. Okay, so Ace of Wands is coming with the sense of money. Or we didn't even read these, did we? I'm so sorry. I got caught up again. Too excited. Okay, we know the first card out for clarifying. So the Tower card talks about personal transformation. So when we were looking at money and that you weren't being really compensated the way you wanted to be compensated, and so you're going to be releasing that feeling, that frustration with it. The Tower on top represents the fact of there's going to be a transformation in this area and a collapse of your old perspectives. And so in this mindset, you're going to be able to release whatever bitterness, anger you have towards that, and also feel like your financial situation has been transformed. There's something they're going to make right. I think that plays in with your career card. Whatever it is, you're going to feel like you can let it go. So that is great news. You're not going to be sitting there annoyed for your rest of your life or have this wonderful thing, but your money's not right. Your money is getting right for sure because the King of Pentacles is here. Hard to do better than this card. We're talking about wealth. We're talking about leadership. We're talking about massive amounts of abundance. So here, in the interest of a money reading, because your personal transformation will lead to wealth. You're going to have a personal transformation in this area. You're going to let go of any resentment, which is rightly so. You had every right to be upset about it. But you're going to let go. And with that, the King of Pentacles comes in with wealth. To clarify the Tower card, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands talks about kind of like a new desire, new inspiration. That plays very well in here. Whatever you're getting, like whatever the Star card is, your justice, like your reward, it's going to be something that's really connected to you and that you're going to feel a very strong sense of just excitement for and like a new pep in your step. And that plays in here as well. So that Tower card is really healed by the Star and Justice card, all reflected in the Ace of Wands. Okay, I don't think we need a clarifier on the King of Pentacles, so I'm just going to ask, is there anything else we need to know about money before we switch over to the Oracle cards? Daughter of Swords came out. Okay, let me ask, is there anything else? Daughter of Swords is actually the Page of Swords in this instance. In the Page of Swords, we talk about, again, there's some new ideas that are coming through, right? And there's this sense of these new ideas are going to bring you coin for sure. They're going to bring you some cash. So as this comes through over the next month, you'll start seeing the beginnings of maybe some of these new ideas. But it's really going to pay off for you throughout the rest of this year. That's definitely coming through. And Father of Pentacles. Man, they really want to bring this message home, don't they? Can't even make that up. You guys heard me shuffling. So, Father of Pentacles, who is that? Well, that's the King of Pentacles. We already know what that's about. That's that money. You're getting money, and you're getting a lot of it. You're going to be incredibly abundant this year. Financially speaking, you're going to get a huge payoff for some of the struggles you've had in your career. You're manifesting some beautiful things here. So let's backtrack because I think your deck is pretty incredible. Or your reading is pretty incredible. So we have here your relationship side. Regardless, you're bringing in love, connection, abundant, and you're going to have that self-confidence in yourself. And you'll have that mental clarity on how you decide how relationships stay in your life, what to nurture and what to go away. And you're finally able to release any sort of self-protection you're doing and hence hiding yourself from some good opportunities. You're going to be able to release that this month. That's going away. And then you start on this journey, bringing in what you need to bring in that's right, or opening up your eyes to what you already have that you've just been unable to see before. And then again, with your career, beautiful reading here. You're going to have justice. You're going to have more balance in your job, and you're going to have more opportunity in your job. You're really opening up to something where it's going to be exciting, inspirational, and something where you can feel that sense of pride and excitement in your career again. So this is for your career. And then, of course, the ending, money, 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 right? Father of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, telling you your wealth, you're going to be abundant. The Daughter of Swords, the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands reflects that healing that happened here, so you can let go of some of the resentment you're feeling, which is totally natural. And with that, you're going to call in the Father of Pentacles energy times 2. Amazing. With that, I'm going to bring out the Oracle deck. It's going to get some Oracle cards, like what do you need to kind of do to stay on track to make sure you get everything you're supposed to gain in the month of May. Big picture thinking, Pleiades, visionary, inspired ideas. I think big picture thinking, being on top of the relationship category, especially for this reading, is very important because it kind of reflects just the fact that you have to really trust yourself, trust your mental clarity that came out. So with this, know that you're a visionary. Know that you can handle it. You can handle anything. You don't have to self-protect. You don't. Not at all. You're ready for this. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. This is a reminder you've been at rock bottom in relationships and you've survived. You can surrender to it now. You can surrender to life. There's nothing that can be done to you that you cannot handle. Surrender to that fact, your relationship will come in faster. Okay, let's transition to, we have, with regards to career, what messages do we need to know? Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, the great severing. I see this as severing any resentment you have for the past so that you can open up your heart to new energy. Doesn't mean it was right. It's not right at all. But there's something to be said for if you surrender, you know what's coming for you, and it's going to be nothing but positive. And who knows? It may not even be at this particular career, this particular job. It could be you get an opportunity for a new job and you get all these blessings. But regardless, it's coming. The second card for career, Horse energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Remember, you're protected. You're protected because you have shown loyalty. You have shown trust. That's why you're protected and you are safe. That's what this card represents for you. Okay, any messages around financial? Too many cards came out. Any messages around financial? This one is Harith. I don't know if that's right. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. I see this as you have a longing for this right now, and it almost feels like just a dream to hit this financial area where you're not even really worried about finances anymore. Keep reminding yourself, you're manifesting it, it's coming. You're longing, totally get it, but it's coming. There's no reason to not believe in that. Okay, so now I'm pulling from the Goddess deck. And I'm pulling from the Goddess and Sirens deck. And really, it's like, what two goddesses would be helpful to remember in the month of May for you? And the first one, Lakshmi, prosperity. I mean, we've been talking about how prosperous you're going to be. 2 King of Pentacles, I think, more than anything, this is the message that you need to walk away with. Financially, you're moving into a very abundant time, and don't hold back. So let's see, what other card? I usually pull 2 for the other decks. What other card would be inspirational for you? Freya, irresistibility. Know you have everything you need to bring in all of these blessings. You've reflected it. You have it. Lean into your Freya energy. She's a goddess of love and war. She has a lot of skill. And one of those skills is being irresistible, right? And prosperity is coming. So this is really something for you to focus on. You have everything that you need to get blessings in love and career and money. So with that, pile 3, sounds like you're going to have an awesome month, and it's going to kick off to some lovely things to look forward to. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the messages, please shoot me a comment, like, subscribe. Let Let me know what you thought of this reading. And yeah, I appreciate that you joined me and look forward to talking to you again. Thank you.